something terrible, or something so mind-bendingly weird that our lives will never be the same again. If we had some idea, some inkling, some intuition, someone telling us in that Thor voice that we needed to be careful, then maybe everything could be calmer. We could take a different turn in the road and avoid the banana skins lying in wait for our unsteady feet. I say this, but part of me also wonders, what would we miss out on if we never took the occasional tumble? I think that sometimes, just maybe, we need to lose our balance before we can find it again. That we need to take a few steps back before we can move forward. The day everything changed for me started like any other day, and it ended with me losing everything I owned, everything I planned for, everything I thought I held dear, everything I assumed I needed. Ironically, it turned out to be the best day of my life. I can say that now with hindsight and the distance of time and experience. Back then, though, I thought I'd never get up again, never find that balance. Back then, I felt like giving up, like lying down on the ground in a fetal ball and crying for help that I couldn't ever see coming, waiting for a cavalry that was never going to gallop across the horizon. I felt alone and scared and helpless. Now I feel none of those things, at least most of the time. If I'm stuck in a small place with a wasp, maybe all three, but only on a temporary basis. Now I am stronger and more confident than I have ever been, and it all started on the day I lost everything. I wish I could go back to then me and reassure myself, tell myself it would all be okay in the end, just give myself a great big cuddle. But then me probably wouldn't have listened. I was too lost, too closed off, clinging too hard to the things I thought kept me stable. Maybe that's another thing I'd like to invent now I come to think of it. A hindsight machine. One that sounds like someone comforting. Maybe Oprah Winfrey, or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or Mrs. Weasley, or whoever makes you feel safe, telling you to take a deep breath, telling you that it's not as bad as it seems, telling you that everything will be all right in the end, that when you fall, there will always be someone to lift you back up, that in a year's time, this will seem amusing or irrelevant or actually exactly what you needed, even if you don't feel like that right now. So this is my story, a story of falling and getting back up again, of stepping back and moving forward. Read it in whatever voice you like. For me, that will be my own voice, the voice I finally found, and the voice I finally listened to. Chapter 2. My name is Jenny James, and I'm having a very bad day. In fact, it's such a very bad day that it probably deserves capital letters. It started with my son Charlie screaming at me because the internet was down. Charlie is 18, and more often than not, the light of my life. He is a thoughtful and gentle soul, empathetic and emotionally intelligent beyond his years. Unless something gets between him and the information superhighway. When that happens, he becomes a complete bastard. Even though it's not my fault, I somehow end up being the one who gets yelled at. I suggested sluggishly that he try calling the company that actually provides our broadband, but that had about as much effect as when I asked him to pick his own dirty socks up off the bathroom floor, i.e. 0. Isn't it weird how this current generation is connected to the Matrix 24 hours a day, but they're scared of talking to an actual human being on the phone? From that point on, nothing improved. I pulled a run in 2 pairs of tights trying to dress myself while exhausted, and had to patch the second pair up with nail varnish, which wouldn't have been so bad but the tights were black, and the nail varnish was neon pink. After that, the fun really kicked in. The milk was sour, I broke a nail trying to hook breakfast out of our ancient toaster, and I discovered, when it was too late to retreat, that we'd run out of loo roll. There was definitely some there the night before, which meant it had disappeared into Charlie's room, and that's something that no sane mother likes to contemplate. Welcome to my life. 8:30 a.m.